Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining on October 1st, our session 37 on Brahma-Muhurata, 5:45 a.m. Let's start with the Ganesh prayer. Sit straight, spinal cord straight, lotus position or whichever makes you comfortable. Prayer to Ganesha. Om Gananam Tva Ganapati Avamahe कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणं ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शून्यावूतिभिः सीदसादनम् वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सिद्धि बुद्धि शक्ति सहित श्रीमन्महागणाधिपतये नमो नमः Nirvignam Guru. Thank you very much. And I just had a request from some of you that you wanted to know what is the starting of uh, Ayurveda in yoga. As we know that Ayurveda has come from Atharveda, and of course there are many philosophies, six philosophies, Shankya's philosophy, etc. there, which are the starting of Ayurveda. But even in the Shankya's philosophy, the starting element understanding is the five elements. And I want you to try to understand these five elements and relate that to the daily routine or Dincharya which we do. Okay, so I will go one by one. I want you to pay more attention to the Sanskrit words because Sanskrit words are more definitive, more explanatory than their counterpart English words. So there are five elements and there are five senses. So I will relate this five element with five senses today. One is Akash, space. It is also called ether. So the measurement, which is called tanmatra, is shabda and sound of ether. And we hear and all, but there is also like orientation in space. That's another part of it. But tanmatra is shabda, measurement is shabda and sound. And the Gyanendriya, the knowledge, the Gyan we get, it is through hearing, and our sense organ is ear, which does hearing as well as orientation in space. The Karmendriya, the action organ of that is the speech. We talk. So that is related to the space element. And the motor organ, which does this particular function, is through our vocal cord. So that is how the elements are connected. And the second element is called air, which is also called Vayu in Sanskrit. Vayu means which is move, right? And the Tanmatra measurement of Vayu is touch, sparsha, the largest organ of our body, right? So sparsha. And our Gyanendriya, the knowledge sensory uh, faculty is tactile perception. And the sensory organ is the skin, and we call it tvacha in Sanskrit. And the karmendriya, the action orientation of that is giving and receiving. You use your hand as a motor organ in giving and receiving, and that is how the air element is defined in the basic Panch Mahabhutas and their association. The third element is the fire, the Agni, it is called. Agni has, we have 40 different kind of Agnis in our body, mind, and consciousness, which we use. And Agni is fire, which is basically a Gyanendriya, the knowledge sensory organ is our vision, looking, form, shape, and all. The sensory organ is eyes, and the action orientation, we will be surprised to know, is the karmendriya. The action of, is called walking. We walk because of our eyes. So our legs are considered motor organs for Agni and fire here. Okay. And the fourth element is water, jal, jalam, apa. And you will be surprised to know there are 280 word defined of water in language Sanskrit. The air is a breath, which is a form of life, and all the source of life is considered water. And water is basically Gyanendriya, the knowledge by from where we get the sensory faculty is our taste, and the sensory organ is called tongue, our tongue. And in Karmendriya action orientation, it is called procreation, reproduction, procreation, continuing the life form moving forward. That is why it is water is called source of life. And the motor organs of water are our genitals, the male and female genital organs, reproductive organs. They are the motor organs for water. And as we all know, without water, there is no life on earth, right? And the fifth and the final element is Prithvi, which is in English called earth. So Prithvi is all minerals and all the solid things which we look at it. The sensory faculty or Gyanendriya of earth is the smell. I mean, the raindrops, when it comes to the ground, it has no, until it comes to the ground, there is no a smell in it. Only when it touches the earth, then the smell comes out. So sensory organs are basically nose. So all the receptor which basically sense. And this is another very interesting, you will be finding it is the earth element, karmendriya, the faculty of action is excretion, defecations, and excretory organs like, anus and urine and all, and the sweat glands, which throws out these things out. It is called excretory organs, the motor organ. And the measurement you do that, tanmatra, is gandha, odor or smell. So try to reread this, understand, write it down. I will also put the chart on the profile picture of this, and try to see how these five elements are related to our daily routine we do. I think in the beginning of the session and many of the previous sessions, we have put down certain things. I will put that down on this also. What are the best things to start our Dincharya or daily routine? We have suggested that, get up around 5-ish in the morning, and basically about an hour before sunrise, which is called Brahma-Muhurata, and toothbrush using non-chemical, non-toxin tooth powder and paste, like a herbal, organic, and chemical free, so that our mouth doesn't absorb those chemicals first thing in the morning, and they are fresh and rejuvenating our cells of our mouth. And then drink 1 to 2 glasses of cooked water, depending upon, vata, pitta, kapha. Kapha people go 1 hour, 1 glass, and vata and pitta can go 2 glasses or 1.5 glass, depending upon your capacity. And do not mix cold water in the hot water, because we don't want to mix the agni of cold water, because latent heat is going up when we are drinking the cold water, which is cooled down. Then wash your face, complete your bowel movement, and empty your bladder if you can before sitting for this session. And another thing you do is you put nasya in your nose. Lie down 90 degree to your bed. Head is the nose are facing the roof, and you can use anutelam, rammi, or nasya oil, 5 drops in each nostril, to lubricate your epithelium cell as well as uh, nose. And then you sit for the pranayama, which we do yogic breath, follow after doing the micro exercises, and then asanas. And then you can sit for meditation after that. This is what particularly remember. And while you are doing this, we have already written contraindication when you should not do certain asanas, because not everything is good for everybody. Somebody's nectar can be poison for somebody else. So be very careful about read the contraindication, and we have put that also down in the video. And try to relate this Mahabhuta, how they are connected, ether, air, fire, water, and earth, how they are connected with hearing, tactile perception, vision, taste, and smell, sensory organ, ear, skin, eyes, tongue, and nose, which is always looking outside, using the Karmendriya action on the order of speech, giving and receiving, walking, procreation, and excretions, using the motor organs like vocal cord, hand, legs, genitals, and excretory organs. And the tanmatra, the measurement of that is sabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, which is sound, touch, form, taste, and odor and smell. How do we balance these five elements in our body? So that's a fundamental starting point if anybody wants to learn Ayurveda. And then, of course, later on you learn Shankya's philosophy, where Purusha, Prakriti, basically Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha is unmanifested, the consciousness that, and Prakriti is whatever is manifested. Together they became Mahad, which is a collective consciousness. And from there, the I former, the ego comes in, which, for example, I former is not bad. For example, mango, a plant knows how to make a mango year after year. So that is what defines what mango is. So from ego comes, sattva, rajas, tamas, three element. And sattva basically is creates mostly Gyanendriyas towards that. Rajas is the movement of making that happen, and tamas is like all the tanmatra and panch mahabhuta, as we have talked about in the previous session. Everything happens up with the akash, the ether, which moves, makes the air. The movement quality, the guna of air, basically when because of the friction of the air, roughness of the air, the heat generated, and the fire agni comes from there. And agni, when have you ever seen that agni, wherever there's a fire, there's a condensation, the water element comes from there. And when water element consolidate, ether happen. So ether is alone, but air is ether and air. Fire is ether, air, and fire. Water is ether, air, fire, and water. Earth has all the five elements and dominant. And we also talked about the five energies, prana, because Akash and prana are the two things in the universe. Everything folds back to them. Prana is basically energy, and five elements, five energy we talked about is ether is basically your nuclear energy, that how in the space you can create atomic bomb. And the air is your electrical energy, movements of neurons, networks in your body, motor signals going back to your body. Movement anywhere is the electrical energy, EMF, including Wi-Fi is movement is called air element, electrical energy. And fire is a radiation energy, like sun and moon has a different kind of radiation energy, heating and cooling energy. And when you sit next to the fire, you feel the radiation energy. The water is a chemical energy, source of life. It is a solvent, like everything's dissolved and solved with water. Water is a source of life. It is a chemical energy. And earth is like a mechanical energy. Like for example, in our muscles, when we burn our calories, it transforms into the movements. So chemical energy changes to mechanical energy because we all know that all the five energy, they don't die. They just transform from one to another. And where we put this prana or energy in our body, mind, and consciousness is our thought. Thought is the subtlest form of prana, where we move thoughts. So if we can start controlling our prana in our body, you know, that is why it is called Pranayama, that is closest to us. If we can do the closest to us, our body, mind, and consciousness, and the subtlest prana movement energy we spend or is prana is thought movement. Thought can be conscious thoughts, subconscious thoughts, and superconscious thoughts to collect ourselves to the rest of the universe. So we can move the sun and moon using our prana. But before that, we start moving our kidney and liver, which is right now working unconsciously. And pranayama is misunderstood by majority of the yoga practitioner on planet Earth. Pranayama is not just the breath. Breath is when you consciously become aware, or unconsciously you're moving your lung muscles, diaphragm or auxiliary muscle, which we are activating using microvayama. Because of that, the output is the air goes out and air goes in. It is the prana, the movement of our lung muscles, which makes it. Same way when we're moving our hand, it is prana which is moving our hands. When I'm talking using vocal cord, I'm using prana. So think how we are transferring our prana, using our prana, or transferring the energies using this thumb mantra principle during your day, during your Dincharya routine, and try to see how we can move prana. So pranayama is prana means energy and yama means control. So control of energy in all our body, mind, and consciousness. Not we start with our body with Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga and then go outside, help other souls achieve their life purpose. So with that, let's start with the micro Vyayama. And remember, use these five elements: your Gyanendriya, sensory faculties, sensory organs; Karmendriya, faculty of actions, motor organs; and Tarmatra, the measurements together during the Dincharya routine. All right, thank you. So let's put your hand forward. This way you're moving the synovial fluid of your wrist first thing in the morning. Then put your thumb inside and start rotating. Be aware about rotation. Do it as slowly as possible, slower than what I'm doing during your practice. And while doing all these things, make sure that you're doing your belly breathing. When you breathe in, your belly button goes out. Reverse the movement and go forward. When you breathe in, your belly button goes out. Thank you, all of you. And when you breathe out, your belly button should squeeze in and take out all the air. So you are breathing from your belly during this session. Should The second one is join your hands, take them forward, stretch them very gently and slowly. Being aware about each muscle movement is where you are using your prana to move this area, where you are doing this pranayama. Breathe in, breathe out by squeezing the navel button inside. And then, so as the saying is, wherever you pay your attention, your prana goes there, your energy goes there. Bend on the left, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. We'll go to the other side. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring the hand together and by bending backward, look up and breathe in. We are basically engaging all the auxiliary respiratory muscles, which normally we don't use on day to day, by using our prana there. Breathe out and slowly and gently bring your hand forward, back to your knees. By becoming aware about each and every muscles, we become our prana movements in our body. And that is so useful, and becoming aware and awakened. It brings us to the present moment. The one thing I forgot to mention, you cannot have this tanmantra or measurement in the past or in the future. They're always in the present moment. Like a sound, touch, form, taste, and smell can only happen in the present moment. So when we become our sensory organ, it will bring us to the present moment as well. Now take your hand, right hand goes to the left knees, left hand goes behind. Twist as much as you can using both your hands, okay, and body. That way you are twisting your middle part of your body, which is pitta, fire and water element. And top portion is kapha, which is dominantly earth and water element. And bottom portion of your body is vata, which is space and air element. Breathe in, breathe out. Now you bring forward both your hands And this time, left hand goes to the right knees, right hand goes behind and twist, look over your right shoulder and breathe in. The kapha, which is water and earth element, the home site is chest. Your pitta is a jatru agni, stomach is your home site. And vata, which is space and air element, your kati pelvic girdle is a home site. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring both the hands together in the forward. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe out. Now we will do the neck rotation. Be very gentle with your neck muscles. And when we rotate our neck, we will do first left, look down. We'll go to the left. And then later on, second cycle, we'll do it with the right. And keep breathing from your belly button. Left turn. You will be surprised to know how the five elements can be related to the age. When the child is conceived in the mother's womb, till the child reach puberty, earth and water elements are very dominant. That's why you see the child growing anabolic, building of the body mass. That's a kapha stage. Water and earth elements are dominant. Now we'll do the right hand side. When the child reach puberty, fire and water elements dominate. That competitiveness, bright, brilliant, intelligence, discriminatory powers, hunter and gatherer. And when the women reach menopause, stop there and look. When the woman reaches menopause, that's a vata age, space and air element, where skin start becoming dry and bone density start reducing. So kapha, pitta, vata is the age element, three stages of our life, and we can apply these five elements for everything. All right, let's sit straight. Spinal cord is again erect. Make sure recheck even if it is there, as if the head is pulled by a string from the top and all the seven chakras on the same line. As you know, left is Ida Nadi, right is a Pingala Nadi, and through body it's a Shushumna Nadi. They all three meets in the third eye, which is one finger above the dip in your head in hypothalamus. Activate energies while you're doing these systems. Five elements. How do they connect to Dincharya? Think about it. All right. So first asana, prana, breathing exercise we do is Bhastrika, in which basically we slowly breathe in by taking our hands up, breathe in very gently, and then we bring our hand together, not in the front but on the side, exhaling completely. The focus is basically throw out all the old resident air which holds grief and sorrow, improve oxygen carry capacity of the RBCs, eliminate toxin gas from blood, clear cardiovascular systems, and lower cholesterol. So it's very good when you have asthma, nasal congestion, depression, weight gain, edema, uh, ankle swelling, poor digestion and circulation, and high cholesterol or blood sugar. But one should not do this when somebody has a hernia, ulcer, detached retina, or glaucoma, extreme high and low blood pressures, heart disease, nosebleed, recent history of epilepsy, or abdominal surgery, etc. All right, let's do 2 rounds of 8 by doing the belly breathing. All right. You can do chin mudra while you're waiting. Clean your nose if you need it. So that way, you feel the energy running out in your system. Do this belly breathing, cleansing breath. Let's do the second round of Bhastrika. Breathe in slowly, breathe out. Thank you. Do the again belly breathing, two cleansing breath. Second pranayama we will do is Kapal Bhati, which is basically cleansing breath, which balances Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Bhastrika is very good for Vata, but also good for Pitta and Kapha. So in Kapal Bhati, what we do is our focus is on exhale only. Okay. And the benefit of that is it tones the digestive organs, which improves Agni and appetite, keep forehead and mind cool, bring alertness, lightness, and consciousness to the body. It also supports our immunity. It is very good when we have a lack of focus or fogginess in our mind, thought, and in manas. And it is also very good for people who have obesity. I can guarantee you, unofficially, I can say that if somebody does this on a regular basis as prescribed, 2 rounds of 500 every day, you might lose 1 pound of weight because you're engaging all your diaphragm and muscles, and it burns calories. So it's very good for obesity, diabetes, liver, gallbladder conditions because we're engaging those organs here. And one has to be very careful not to do this when you have a detached retina or glaucoma, extreme high or low blood pressure, heart disease, nosebleed, recent history of epilepsy, or abdominal surgery. Okay. Here the focus is only on exhale. Inhale happens automatically. So what we do is we breathe in and then using the diaphragm. The diaphragm should go up. We exhale, like let's. So we are using our diaphragm, our stomach, navel, squeezing in and exhaling out. Let's do 2 rounds of 8. It can be done two ways, either keeping the chin mudra or folding your thumbs inside and expanding 3 chambers of lung on the right and 2 chambers of the lungs on the left, and then you're doing that. Let's let's say let's do 2 rounds of 108 to start with. Kapalbhati. Breathe in. Make sure your stomach is pressing, not your legs when you're taking all the air. When you complete, just bend forward and exhale completely. Exhale, exhale, and inhale. Exhale, inhale, exhale. I forgot to mention in the beginning, if you cannot do 108, you can do only 30 or 40 or 50 in first day. You stop there, bend forward, exhale, and inhale. And then second round, you do the same number. Suppose you've done 20 in the first round, then do 20. Next day, you take it to 21. Next day, you take it to 30. So grow gradually, slowly, slowly. Always listen to your body and never do more than 50% of your capacity of physical and bodily capacity, any exercises in Ayurveda. Okay. The, now, we will do the second round of Kapalbhati. Make sure that your focus air is coming from by pressing like that. It's coming from here to be effective. It is not coming from the chest. Okay, let's do the second round of 100. Breathe in and then start. I will keep the count. Bend forward, exhale, and inhale. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Imagine you had drink water in the morning and that is cleaning your internal visceral organs, engaging your diaphragm, your liver on the right, pancreas on the left, pancreas in the middle, spleen on the left, and water in your stomach is basically vibrating and cleaning up the internal visceral organs. The third cleansing pranayama we do is Anulom Vilom, which is very good for all Vata Pitta Kapha, and it is the master uh, pranayama for people, Vata people. Anxiety. Anytime you have anxiety, nervousness, and all, it, it can be done anytime. It has no contraindications. But the benefit of this is bring high level of vitality to visceral organs, brings clarity to mind, including contentment and serenity, creates a blissful state, having a divine smile on your cheeks. Basically, like a is a nose is our Chandranadi. We mostly breathe in the night. You must see that around 90% time in the night we breathe from the left nostril. Uh, Chandranadi is cooling. It is also connected to the parasympathetic systems of our body, which repair and rejuvenate when we sleep in the night. But the right nostril is a sun, uh, Surya Nadi. It is basically Ida on the left, Pingala on the right. And most of the daytime, fight and flight syndrome, we breathe from the right side, energizing our sympathetic system. So when we do this alternative breathing, it can be done multiple ways. Some people hold the air inside. It is basically 12 seconds to 24 seconds to 36 seconds each half cycle. If you can do that, slowly, slowly build it. And some people do it, in a ratio of 1 is to 2 is to 4, dividing those 12 seconds, 24 seconds, and 36 seconds, and they grow slowly. So that is where you get the maximum benefit. But we will start today very simple. We breathe from the right, we will breathe from the left nostril, switch, breathe out from the right, and breathe in the right, switch, and breathe out the left. We will not hold the breath, which is called Kumbhaka today, but we can do that when we are in advanced stage. Okay, so close your index finger and the middle finger in the center because there is a marma points in your palm. You press those two marma points and then this way, and raise your hand 90 degrees, because we want to open the three chambers on the right side completely. Left hand can be in the chin mudra, thumb touching the index finger, all the three fingers are together. And you close your right nostril, you breathe in left from belly, breathe in from the belly. Switch, close your left nostril, open your right nostril and breathe out from the right. Now you breathe in from the right, close right nostril and breathe out from the left. I have told you in the past, like, your fire element is your thumb, index finger is air, big finger, middle finger is space, uh, ring finger is earth, and pinky finger is water. So each of these mudras have elements where when you put thumbs below any of the finger, you increase that element. Like here, uh, index finger, I increase my air element, space element, earth element, and water. But when any of these fingers go below the thumb, then it reduces that element. So like air element is reduced, uh, space element is reduced, earth element is reduced, and water element is reduced when we put that under the thumb and hold that position. And when we put both the fingers together, so then balancing our air element, balancing our space element, balancing our earth element, and balancing our water element. So you will learn many mudras, benefits of that. So Chin Mudra is very good for balancing our air element, calming mental activities. That is why in spiritual activities, they always try to calm the mind by balancing the air element and with the earth element. All right. So let's go back, hold our index finger and middle finger. Let's do 2 rounds of 8 Anulom Vilom as slow as you like using belly breath. Breathe in left, switch, breathe out right, breathe in right, switch, breathe out left. Second, breathe in left, switch, breathe out right, breathe in right, breathe out left. I leave it to you at your own pace. Do the remaining 6. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. I normally tend to keep my eyes closed in this exercise so that I know which part of the body prana is moving and I can feel that energy movement and prana movement in those organs or systems in my body. Breathe in. Feel how calming and grounding and centering this breathing exercises when we move the prana from Surya Nadi and Chandra Nadi and using the abdominal muscles. We will do the second round of Anulom Vilom. We can do it faster for the sake of time, but you can do it as there are many variation, whatever your body wants. Okay, we'll do the second round again. Switch. Remember to breathe from your belly. Third in. Switch. Out. Seven in. Switch. Right in. Switch left out. Always breathe from your belly. Left in. Switch right out. When the air goes out, squeeze your belly button inside. Right in. Switch left out. Feel the peace and calming energy. Anytime anything bothers you, fear, anxiety, worry, insomnia, this will calm you down. And the fourth pranayama we do is Agnisar. Follow your body. Agnisar is also called diaphragm without air inside. It is also very good for Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. And here we do that by making a fist and bending forward. While bending forward, we exhale and exhale. We think we have exhaled enough. We exhale more and more and more. Then, when all the air is out, we hold our breath and then we'll come back to position. By holding our breath, we squeeze our diaphragm inside, right? 8 times we'll do 2 rounds. The benefit of that is Agnisar burns fat from our abdominal region. It kindle Agni and fire and stimulate our appetite. It massages liver on the right, gallbladder, pancreas in the middle, and spleen. It activates 72,000 nadis in our navel point. It strengthens muscles of digestive tract and creates a negative vacuum around the lungs and heart, thereby enhancing the vital capacity of the lungs and coronary vasodilations, and clears ama and toxin from our tongue, liver, and spleen. So it is phenomenal. So it is very much recommended. Indications are when you have a sluggish digestion, digestive system distress, or you have a ama toxin in your body. It will clean that. It will burn that toxin. But there are contraindications for that. If you have a hernia, detached retina, or glaucoma, extreme high-low blood pressure, and cardiovascular disorder, you should not do this. Okay, let's do uh, 2 rounds of 8. Okay, keeping the fist forward, bend, exhale, exhale completely, exhale completely, exhale, exhale. Hold your breath, come back and do that compression of breath 8 times. Then you inhale, exhale, inhale. See, sometime when you do in the beginning, it might have little stomach pain while you're doing that because it is not used to. It is squeezing out all the toxin. It is good only. All right. So mild pain will be there initially when you're not used to of that, and after some time, that pain will subsidize, and it will not stay. It will just disappear. It will only pain when you are squeezing very hard your stomach inside by holding your breath because there's no air in the lung. Okay. Let's do second round of Agnisar. Bend forward, empty your lung, empty your stomach, all the air, squeeze your stomach inside. Exhale, 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 exhale. Hold your breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Feel the cleansing breath. So these are the 4 pranayama. Uh, I suggest that you don't do more than 100 total Bhastrika pranayama means 2 of 50. You don't do more than 2 rounds of 500 of Kapalbhati. When you build your capacity, you don't do more than 2 rounds of 30 Anulom Vilom, 12 second or 24 second or 30 second, doesn't matter, whichever, but don't do more than 2 rounds of 30 Anulom Vilom at a time. And in Agni Sanar, don't do 2 rounds of 10 right now, but you can take it to 20, but I will suggest stick to that. And these 4 are cleansing pranayama, breathing exercise. Now we will do subtle energy, and these are only done, these 4 remaining pranayams are only done 1 round of 17, and not more than 17, 1 round 17. Some other day I will explain you what is the reason or significance of 17 number. So in Brahmari, we sit with the Chin Mudra. It is called bee's breath. It is balancing Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, all the 3 doshas. Its benefits are improve the function of thyroid, parathyroid, and thymus to support the immune function. It stimulates secretions of trio, tryptophan, serotonin, melatonin, and acetylcholine, sorry my pronunciation, and dopamine. It releases stress and anger, reduces blood pressure, harmonizes and synthesizes the it harmonizes the sympathetic and parasympathetic systems, nervous system. Mind is dissolved into pure consciousness, and consciousness into pure awareness, ready to ready for meditative state of mind experience. So it takes us within. It is very much recommended. Indications are thyroid conditions, hormonal imbalances, nervousness and anxiety, glaucoma, insomnia, stress, depression. You have sinus congestions, Parkinson disease, health after physical injury. It will help you in recovery. And any sexual debilities, premature ejaculation, orgasm, or low testosterone. And there is no contraindication to that. Okay. So what happens is, watch me first. We will use our two finger, our ring finger and the middle finger. We'll put them in the marma point on our nose. You don't have to put. Pinky finger can be resting on the cheek and index finger resting on the forehead. And we close our ears in, with the finger. We will close our ears so that like our thumb will cross the triangular bone of the ear completely so that we cannot hear anything outside. That's the key, very important. If you are able to hear something outside, then when you are breathing and making the humming sound, it will not vibrate the skull. We want the skull to vibrate. And when we close that completely like this, make sure that you can't hear anything with your thumb completely closing. And then we breathe in slowly. And then when we breathe out, we make this humming sound in our thyroid. This vibration in the thyroid, we vibrate our thyroid, thyme, skull. In the bone cavity, our pituitary, both anterior and posterior pituitary glands are sitting, and pineal glands are sitting. So they will vibrate. So this will basically reactivate all the chemical activation system in our body. So very good for thyroid, hyper or hypothyroid. It balances the hormones, estrogen, many things it does. Adrenal rush. It is basically the whole chemical reactions in the body can be balanced with this pranayama. Let's do one round of 8. We will never do these 4 items more than 170. Close your eyes, put your thumb close, and then do at your own pace. Breathe in. Keep the eyes closed, we can feel the vibrations. It also activates our top 5 chakras, energizes them. I remember when we were taught this, Dr. Lord used to say that, look at the flower, the bumblebee comes and the flower is not fully open and bumblebee wants its nectar. So it just and the flower opens up, take the nectar. And in this way, we can also see the vibration as if the Mother Earth is humming the sound, and that humming sound vibrates our body and our 5 chakras. I forgot to mention that keep your hand straight on this position, raised. The sixth pranayama we do is Ujjayi. Ujjayi is like a conch, like a sound. Conch, you've seen that seashell, the conch kind of sound. It is a breath of victory. In the olden days, when there was a victory, people used to make the sound of conch, which also balance vata, pitta, and kapha. Here, basically, the benefits are many of this. Uh, it is for better throat condition. If you have any thyroid imbalance, pulmonary condition, or lung stagnation, is stimulate laryngeal muscle, activate vocal cord and cervical plexus to improve the speech and communication, improve singing capacity. If people who like to sing, it improve the quality of the sound, creates a negative vacuum around the lungs and heart, inducing coronary vasodilation and improve the blood supply to ear muscles. Remove fear, finding your own voice. People who can't speak in the groups but in public, like a child is having a challenge. If he or she is unable to raise their voice when they need to raise, they have a fear. It will remove the fear and finding our own voice. It awakens Kundalini by working on all seven chakras. Might help relieve hiatal hernia and upward pulling action of diaphragm. It removes cellular ama and toxin and prevent autoimmune disorder by enhancing cellular communication. It enhances vital capacity of the lungs. So it is very much recommended. Its indications are lupus, throats and thyroid condition, psoriasis, rheumatoid arthritis, and eczema. It is considered beneficial according to Ayurveda. But it has some contraindication. One should not do that when somebody has extreme high and low blood pressure and cardiovascular disorder. In that we touch all the four fingers together, all the okay, and we can keep all the hands like this, and our this bone touches our hip bone, and our hand is left hand can be in the chin mudra, and this hand is going straight from here in the straight line, as if there's a glass wall. You're sliding your hand, and the hand is going up as much as possible by stretching the three chambers of the lungs as much as possible, going towards the roof. Okay, so this is the movement of the head sliding on the glass wall. Remember that movement, and and what we do is we breathe in by making the sound, and we close our right nostril and we breathe out from the left. All fingers together. Only time it is when we use the hand and keep palms facing forward. Let me show you one. Then we'll do one round of it. It will clean your throats because we are making this sucking in sound in the throat and then quickly release air from the left nostril. So breathe in slowly, but quickly release from the left nostril. Let's do one round of it. I have not taken a COVID vaccine or booster, and people used to get infected and their germs used to grow in the throat. So this was my savior. where I made sure that my throat is clear, drinking hot water and doing all the protocols, staying away from infected people and putting the mask. So, so very, very helpful in case you have any throat infections continuously and all. It'll make sure that you clean up your throat completely. The seventh pranayama we do is Shitli. Shitli is a cooling breath. It's a rolling tongue. You can do either by rolling tongue or by pressing your tongue against your teeth. The whole concept is that is called Shitkari. So in Shitli, we suck the air in through the tongue. In Shitkari, we suck the air through our teeth by putting the tongue behind it. People who can't roll their tongue, they can do Shitkari. It is good for Vata. It is very good for Vata. It reduces Pitta, but it increases Kapha. Okay. We will do one round of 8. The benefits of that is it stimulates muscle relaxations and mental tranquility, can help cool the mind for better quality sleep, cool down emotions of anger, impatience, irritability, reduces blood pressure and acid in the stomach. It quenches thirst if you are somewhere in the desert where or somewhere where there is no water. You do the shiti, will quench your thirst. Nourishes all 5 vayus. We have a 5 values. Apana, Vyana, Samana, Udana, Prana. So all the 5 vayus or air, it balances all the 5 vayus. That's why it is very, very, very good for uh, Vata. Relieves diverticulosis and abdominal digestion as it restores proper movements of all the 5 vayus in our body. And vayus are prana, which is moving the things in our body. Right? So it is very much indications recommended for peptic ulcers, gastritis, laryngitis, and pharyngitis if it helps in those conditions. And there is no contraindication for Shikti. But make sure that in winter you mind it might cool the body more than you need that time. Okay, so let's do one round of it, Shikti. Do the belly breathing. I already feel the coolness in my mind and in my internal visceral organ. Sometimes it can be also beneficial for people who have a hot liver or heat in their body. It cools it down. And the last pranayama, 8th pranayama we do is Udgit. Udgit breathing pranayama is a divine heavenly song. You can be as loud as possible. The benefit of that is it improves memory, stimulate pineal and pituitary glands, allowing for release of hormones such as serotonin, melatonin, acetylcholine, dopamine. If somebody has a lack of faith, it builds faith, vibrates from Muladhara up to Sahasrara, allowing Kundalini energy to be awakened in all the 7 chakras. The sound of Udgit stimulate pathways of sound in order to unfold the inner pharmacy in our body. Okay. So it is very much recommended. The indications are anybody who has a fear of public speaking, it will remove, it will help remove the fear. According shallow breathing, sinus congestion, General breathing problems improves pulmonary functions according to Ayurveda, and it has no contraindication, and you can be as loud as possible. See, what we do is we normally do this in closed eye condition, cross-leg lotus position. Here we move our neck in such a way that we bend our neck, we breathe in fully, opening. By the time we come here, we open our mouth as wide as possible. Ah, and then we will make the sound Hari Om. And then as long as we can bend backward and then gently bring our neck forward by closing our mouth at this stage. We continue that sound. Okay, let's do one round of it. Keep your eyes closed in this pranayama. Hari Om. 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 While keeping your eyes closed, feel the energy in your spinal cord all the way to Sahasrara Kamal chakra on the top of your head, from Mooladhara chakra on the bottom of your head. Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipuri, Anahata, Vidusha. All the seven chakras are activated. Chakras are nothing but Wi-Fi systems balancing energies in those points. Open your eyes. And I think we have taken a lot of time today to complete all the plan. In the last one, we see Udgit when we open our mouth wide and just release the air and slowly close our mouth, the primordial sound of Om comes out. Aum, which has all the seven notes of the sound music notes. So these are the first four cleansing pranayama. We do 2 rounds, and then we do energy boosting pranayama 1 round, not to exceed 17. And then I think we have certain warming up exercises. You do it at your own pace. We will conclude the session today, and you can do sun salutations. Then must make sure that you must do shavasana after sun salutations. And then after savasana, you are ready for meditation. Go within. And remember, relate these five elements to your Dincharya, with Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, sensory organ, motor organ, as well as Tanmatra measurement, and see the relationship what we have done today. Thank you so much and wish you a good Sunday. May God bless you.